everybody. I would like you to meet Anna Garduno from Voice Forward. Anna, nice to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you.
So, Voice Forward is your baby?
It is my baby. Yeah, I love that name too. I took a long time to figure out what do I call what I do. And there's an acting thing of, send your idea forward, connect with the other person, all that. So I thought, oh yeah, that's good. We want to take our voices forward. And I feel like it covers, we want to have our voices heard in our work and in our lives and just in general keep going forward. So that's how I kind of came up with that. But yeah,
I
that's
love it.
my little baby.
So, what do you see is the role of demos in 2024? Is it just for marketing? Is it to get an agent?
I think there's many roles for it. I say to actors a lot of times because people will say, do I really need a demo? Do I need one? And I say, well, it's, like other areas of acting, if you don't have a headshot and a resume, it doesn't stop you from being an actor. Is it easier for people to find you, to pass you on to other people, to keep you in their files with a headshot and a resume? Yes. And also it sets you up on a more professional level for people as well. So to me, the purpose of a demo is it's like a vocal resume. You want to show people your range. You want to show people that you understand the market, you know, and then you can use it to get agents. You can use it. I've had students get multiple agents from their demos. I've had students book jobs directly from demos. And I know people say, oh, that never happens. It does. It does. You can get a job directly. And then also because of kind of the changes in the market over the years, you can send your demo out directly and get on somebody's roster and say, hi, I'd like to be on your roster. So it's a way of being, I think, many places at once. So it's like your representative out there. So I think it's a very valuable tool, and then, some people don't do all those things with the demo. Some people just keep up, they get one agent and they're happy, or they put it up on one of the pay to play sites, which is also great, if people only want to do that. So, but it's a tool that is a very helpful tool to let people know you're serious about the business, you understand the business, and you understand where you fit in the business as of today. So I think it's a fantastic, I don't even like to say selling tool. It's a representative
Mhm.
of your work. And how great to be able to just send that somewhere with the push of a button. I mean, it's
Right?
amazing. Yeah. Like, wow. Yeah.
What genres do you produce most?
Mostly, my favorites are commercial and animation. They're my absolute favorites. I also do promos, and I do narration as well. I do sometimes a game. Sometimes, there's an overlap between regular animation and gaming now, which there wasn't before. But my main areas of focus and interest are commercial and animation, because I feel like if you have solid demos in those two areas while you're waiting to do other things, it still is a good representative. People can hear your voice. They can get a vibe for you. So those are my favorites to do. Commercial and animation are the main ones. The main
Okay.
ones.
When a talent comes to you and says, hey, I want to do a demo, what criteria do they need to meet before you'll do that?
Well, that's such a good question. Well, you want to know all the things that I talked about. You want to know that somebody knows can match reads to different brands, and that they understand the different types of archetypes or characters that you're playing with. As we go out there and work, casting people in all areas are always saying we're not looking for a voice, we're looking for someone who plays a character. So do you have your best friend character? Do you have your warm mom character? Do you have your I call it girl with boots, that sort of badass girl who does Urban Decay? Do you have that? So sometimes people don't come to me and they're not sure what they do. They're working or they want to get into the field. So people have to have been in classes. They don't necessarily have to have worked already, because there's some people who are very talented. They take class and they're ready to go. But this sort of answers the question that's later in our discussion here. Before I record a demo with anyone, we do as part of my demo offering, because my standards are high, obviously. I do 3 private sessions, private coaching sessions with the talent, so that not just do I feel comfortable, but that they're comfortable and that they really understand they're ready to audition. They're ready to be able to articulate what they do. It's not just about like, oh, I have a demo, I'm going to send it. I want you to become your own best director. I want you to be able to articulate the current market and where you fit in. And I want you to know also where, you need to maybe expand your range. So you just have to have an understanding, and also obviously be good at interpreting the text, at being a good storyteller. So you don't want to just be able to read things in a natural, easy way. You want to be able to tell that story better than anyone else. So I do require private sessions with me as part of putting their demo together. And then it becomes pretty clear. Sometimes I'll have someone say to me, well, Anna, you're so encouraging, you're so optimistic. Will you tell me the truth if I'm not ready? And I'll say, oh, you'll know, believe me, because we'll record something and say, the best example is, say you're trying to do something that's very seductive and quiet and all that, and you listen back and you just sound like the saddest person on the planet. I'm like, wow. You can hear that, right? People go, oh gosh, yeah. So yes, I guide you, but my whole goal is for you to be able to really hear what you're doing, and if you're accomplishing what you want, and if it matches the product or the character that you're coming up with. I answered many questions in that one, but
You
you
did.
know,
That was perfect. That was
okay, good,
perfect.
good.
So you've got a whole package then.
Yeah,
Is it a set rate or does it
yeah.
vary?
No, it's a set rate. So I do a couple things. I teach privately. If people want to do private things, I help people. I have a discounted rate if someone wants to work on a specific audition. I teach a 4-week class. Often people come to class for like 4 to 8 weeks, and then they decide to make a demo.
Okay.
Usually, it's rare that someone comes and says, "Hi, I want to do a demo." Sometimes people have a demo that's not working for them anymore, and they just want to like freshen it up. So I have a rate for that as well. I try to meet the actors where they are with what they actually need, because not everybody needs a brand new demo, and
Hmm.
and not everybody's ready to do it. So yeah, within I have a set rate, and the structure, which I don't know if you want me to talk about now or I can talk about later. It's basically 3 private sessions. Then we record, and I can talk about who I record with fantastic engineers,
Sure,
two
go
hour
ahead.
session. Okay, so I love what one of your questions is, who are your partners? Who do you work with? I'm from LA originally, and I'm based between LA and New York. I split
Mhm.
my time pretty evenly, which is something I've been able to do thanks to the voiceover world, thank God. And especially now, the only thing that's been expansive about COVID is that you can do it from anywhere, of course. So I have a New York engineer, Dave Weissman, who's phenomenal, who works out of CityVox. I worked with him for over a decade. And I also have an LA engineer named Mike Datz, who works at MICDI. He's a music editor by day.
Okay.
It's a music editing studio. So I work with them, and usually the actor can go into the specific space. And if I'm in LA, I'll be on Zoom with them, but they're in the session with the studio, and vice versa. And now we can also do, because of Source Connect and how wonderful things have gotten, if you have a solid booth at home, then we can do it that way as well, where we can just record something on Source Connect. But my 2 engineers are Mike Datz and Dave Weissman. They're just phenomenal. They know me really well. Dave is also a musician. And what I like about working with him specifically, CityVox is an ongoing studio. It's not a studio that like only does demos. I mean, that's fine. There are those places that do that. But his is really an ongoing studio. So every day he's doing actual commercials, he's doing actual narration, he's doing all this. So he's very, very aware of what the current market is. And for him working with me, this has been an extra creative thing for him to do. I mean, obviously makes a little bit of extra money, but creatively, it's like, oh wow, I get to be in on the decisions of everything. And then Mike out here in Los Angeles, he's also a musician, and he's a working voiceover actor. His wife is on an animated series, and so again, we're not um, we're not. I don't want to, factory sounds bad, but we're all 3 of us, myself and my 2 engineers, we all work in the field.
Hmm.
So the demo production and all that is something we love to do, and it's an aspect of our work, but our main aspect is not that. So I think that's a little interesting, and perhaps different than what other people do, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's that.
So when you're getting ready to record those demos, are you writing custom scripts for the talent? How do you
Yes.
decide what is going to go into that?
Sure. Well, yeah, I feel very strongly about this actually. The first thing I'll touch to commercials initially. I always tell people we're not going to use anything that's already been recorded, nothing from a class, nothing from a website that says all the voiceover copy, because chances are if it's been recorded and you love it, an agent's going to recognize it and going to know it. And then they're thinking, oh yeah, that was Scarlett Johansson's spot. Can we get Scarlett Johansson? And they're not thinking about you, right? So where we do get commercial copy is from current campaigns. I want something that's a national network product so that it's easier when the agent is listening to the demo. They go, oh, wow, I heard this great demo. It had Lexus, Crest, Jif Peanut Butter, Diet Pepsi, and Urban Decay. It was great. I mean, I'm surprised sometimes when people bring me demos and they say, why isn't this working? And it's shocking to me how often like there's not a product mentioned. I'm like, well, what is this for? So so we want to use current campaigns. If it has not been a campaign that's on national network television, then we're not going to use it. So we get that copy from websites because the websites can have a current campaign. So say you see an ad for Lexus that you love, and I don't want you to use the Lexus ad. We go to the Lexus website and you can pull and put together material from that website, and you can kind of craft your own spot. So then it's current campaign, but you also know nobody else has it, and you know that you love it. That's the other thing. You have to love every single thing on your demo. Be so sure of it and love it so much. So that's why I like to take that extra time. And in the process of choosing and rehearsing and researching that material, guess what? You're very, very immersed in the market. You're not waiting on somebody to tell you this is where you are. You learn where you are in the market and what the current market is. I'm all about trying to help actors become as autonomous as possible in terms of their work. So we do that. We get it from websites, billboards. We write original text. Magazines. A good example of something we found from a magazine isn't just a commercial from a magazine or an ad. There was a men's health magazine, and there was an article about how to dress. And it was nothing, it's just about how to dress. But the first sentence was so great. You're looking for like a good line. Somebody's going to catch
Mhm.
you. So this line was, prepare yourself for a harrowing truth. Like, oh my gosh, what is that? I'm so in. The next line was, this is about 2 years ago. There's two types of men in this world, Ryan Gosling and not Ryan Gosling, which is hilarious. And then it said, Ryan Gosling looks great with 3 days of stubble on his face. The rest of us look like we live in our mom's basement. For all you non Ryan Goslings. And then this article went on to talk about how to dress. But we said, for all you non Ryan Goslings, get your edge with Gillette shaving cream. So it absolutely could be a national Gillette ad. It's not on anybody else's demo. We found it by reading an article about how to dress. So it's very creative in terms of finding the source material. And then in terms of animation, what we do is you want to make sure that you're hitting the three main areas of animation, which is natural voice. I call the could be real, like somebody with an accent, something like this sort of thing, like it's not a crazy voice, and then cartoony voice. So you want to hit those three different genres. And where we get material from that's so fun, where we write completely original animation with the actor. So we grab things from comic books. Like I'll have actors go get comic books from different genres, get one that takes place in a high school, get one that's in a jungle, get one that's outer space, because the text of comic books are written in a very particular vernacular. You say, well, what do you mean the mutants are taking over? Like it's not something you might think of. But again, you're looking for like a great line to launch you forward, right? So we do that. And then I also, this is one of my favorite things to do. I look up animals on Wikipedia. Like I'll say to somebody for animation, what's your favorite animal? And recently somebody we're working on, they liked elephants. So let's just see about elephants. So we looked up elephants and we saw that elephants are pregnant for 2 years. Can you imagine? So just based on that, we wrote a very tired elephant. The mom was like, my God, I cannot believe I'm in the 18th month and I've gained 1,600 pounds. I just cannot wait for this baby calf to be born. So it's a real mom. It just happens to be a mom elephant, but we got the idea based on the world of the elephant. And then there's certain things that are go-tos for me in terms of animation. I love a bad doctor. I love someone who's like, just very stupid in a position of power, because that's also an archetype you see.
Mhm.
So we write original material. We get it from comic books. I also have gotten material before from books. Like for, every demo needs animation demo. You need that wise elder, that queen. You need somebody like that. Or when they say we want Kate Blanchett without the accent, which I always find hilarious. I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
all about the accent, but okay. So, but you need that, both men and women. You need to have kind of a king person. So I pull, I'm an actor, obviously, with a big theater influence. So I've pulled material from Medea, from Andromache, from No Exit. I go to all these classic Greek plays and I'll pull out a line or two where they're always talking about trying to get the land back or protect our people, things like that. So
Hmm.
you can go through these incredible plays and just pull straight out, not something super famous, but something, and then you only need two or three lines, and you say, "Oh my gosh, that's my king. That's my rebellious princess who's going to bury her brother no matter what," which is something from Antigone. So there's a lot of different places, but it's so fun to come up with the original material with actors. So I really do work with them. And it's a blast. And some people, don't want to do that. They would rather have someone talk to them and then kind of give them copy, which is absolutely great if that's what you want to do. I personally can't do that because I need the extra time for myself to make sure that we come up with stuff that's completely original. And I love it so much. We come up with very silly, fantastic things. I'm very proud of all the copy we come up with, particularly in the animation world. So I hope
I
that
love that.
answers your question.
Absolutely. My final question for you is, why does somebody want to come and work with you?
Oh, well, um, hopefully because they find that I understand the market. I can guide them in getting very specific with their reads and with making a demo that's going to reflect the market. And as you had said, current demos now are, you want to have a 1 minute version, a version that's 1 minute and 20. When I started I did my first job when I was 15, and you literally had a reel to reel. It's so funny. That was 5 minutes long. 5 or 6 minutes. Can you imagine? You would have an entire spot. It's crazy. So things have changed. So I really do understand the market because I'm out there working in the market every day as an actor. And I keep up on all the things through my teaching. Actually, the homework I give out in class is the same homework I do. And if you feel comfortable with me, if you feel like I get you, and if you feel like you're learning in a way that these characters you come up with, that you can do them on your own and you know where to place them and how to do them. So it's a very personal thing. So I don't begrudge anybody working with another coach that they connect with, but I think that's the most important thing. Know that your coach understands the market, know that your coach is on your side, and know that you can communicate with your coach in a way that they understand your needs, but they also guide you and say, hey, that's not going to work because of this. So I'm very honest with people, and I back up whatever I say by referencing things in the market. So like I'll say, no, that's not really good because where have you seen that ever in the market? And they go, oh, you're right. I don't want to do that. So, hopefully we have a good time, and people enjoy work with me. Also, I have a lot of success with my demos. I'm very proud. So people can always listen to samples that I've done on my website. So I don't know. I hope people find me to be really encouraging and pragmatic at the same time. So if that's what you're looking for, then consider me, perhaps. But find the person that you connect with. That's the most important. The most important thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your time today, Anna.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate talking to you.